Welcome back. We are continuing this series on is it better to be published or self-published? This is part 2, the pros and cons of being self-published. Presented by sellmorebooks.blog. Learning how to sell your books on today's digital marketplace. Your world needs to hear your message. It's time to get it out. And that's our commitment to you, is to help you to get your message out into the world more effectively. I am Preston Squire, author coach, self-publishing service provider, and book publisher. And so today we're looking at, is it better to be published or to self-publish? So last time we looked at the pros and cons of traditional publishing. And so today we're looking at, what are the pros and cons of self-publishing? And you know what? I'm not going to make it rosy for you, even though I do help independent authors to get published. There are a lot of cons. And so, I'm just going to be real with you about what the cons are. So self-publishing is easy. It's super easy. You literally can whip up a book over a weekend and publish it by Monday. It is that easy, but it's not. And that's really the thing. It's really not that easy. I know there's a lot of people out there marketing, do your book over a weekend and make it a bestseller. Yes, it is doable, but not in a way that's going to sell. And just the fact that you temporarily, artificially made it a bestseller for a few minutes on Amazon is not any guarantee of any kind of long-term success for your book. And anything that's whipped up over a weekend will probably not be anything somebody's going to want to buy. So if you are a serious author and looking to create a serious book and looking to create ongoing sales, then you need to create a quality book. And if you're looking to create a quality book, then you need to consider the costs that are going to be involved with that, being an indie author, because all the costs are going to fall on you. So you need a content editor. So what's a content editor? This is something a lot of people aren't even aware of. Just briefly, a content editor looks at the structure of your book. So they're not correcting any mistakes. They are looking at the overall structure of your book and giving you feedback on the structure, how to make it a stronger work. Copy editor who will fix all the grammar and spelling errors in the book. Cover designer and interior designer. And cost-wise, we're looking at, for content editor, it'll cost you anywhere from $500 up to $1,000 or more. Copy editor is the same thing, about 5 cents per word generally for copy editor. Cover designer, you can get covers done from as low as $50 going up to about $500, depending on the level of professionalism you're getting it done by. Interior design work, pretty much the same. And once you've got all of that done, once you got your book finished, it's been edited, you've got a nice cover designed, and it's nicely laid out. Now you need to create an account and upload it to KDP. You need to decide if you want to be exclusive or non-exclusive to Amazon. If you're not, then you need to upload it to some service, which will make it available everywhere else. And then congratulations, it's done. You are now a self-published author. But if you don't know the basics of selling on Amazon and other digital storefronts, that book's still going to be dead in the water. And that's really an unfortunate reality right now, is that a lot of people are spending really good money to get a book very lovingly made, putting it on Amazon, but because they don't understand the dynamics of an online marketplace like Amazon, it doesn't sell. It's not discoverable. It doesn't even show up on searches. So there's a lot of things that you really need to know, much more than I can get in this short video. But that is why I created the Sell More Books Academy, is to teach authors those fundamental skills they need to know in order to make their books sellable. discoverable and sellable and convertible, and to create an ongoing income on Amazon. So if that sounds of something you'd be interested in, check it out at sellmorebooks.blog. And then even having done that, even doing those things that are going to give your book a fighting chance and being able to sell on Amazon, you still need to do marketing. You still need to market your book or run Amazon ads or do something to get people to it, because Amazon bases what they show on sales. So if you don't have any sales, why are they showing it to people? They'll show people books that they know sell. Another con with self-publishing is there's no upfront income. With a traditional publisher, they're going to write you a check for $5,000 or more. Being self-published, nobody's writing you a check. You're probably writing a whole lot of checks. You're paying a whole lot of people to create this book for you. So it's a lot of money going out without any money coming in initially. And then the last con for indie self-publishing is that the typical indie book sells 100 copies lifetime. Yeah, it's not great. And that's actually pretty deceptive, I think, because there's a whole lot of books, and I'm talking probably millions, that haven't even sold 100, that have sold very, very little because people have just put their book up on Amazon. They wrote it over a weekend or wrote it over a month, or they went through the process of getting it edited and good cover and, nice interior design. And they put it on Amazon without understanding the basics and without doing any marketing. And it just sells maybe 5 and never again. And it just ends up in the basement of Amazon's 33 million books. Don't let that happen to you. So if you're going to self-publish, make sure you have the skills to make sure your book can survive and thrive on Amazon. But let's look at the pros. What are the pros of self-publishing? Because this has been pretty negative so far, but there are a lot of pros. So first off, if you're self-publishing, then you can earn up to 85% of the cover price for every book sold versus 6 to 12% that you would get from a traditional publisher. So you're making a whole lot bigger cut per book that's sold. You can update your book whenever you want. You see a spelling error, you can go and correct that anytime. You decide, what, the structure of the book would have been a little bit better if I did this here and that there. You can go and make that change and re-upload it, and you got your corrected version up anytime. If you want to put some marketing in there for your coaching program or whatever it is you're doing, or you want to update that, you can do that at any time as a self-publisher. If you're traditionally published, you cannot change your book at all. The only time you can do a change is if they go into a second or third or such printing. Otherwise, you're stuck with the way it is. You can use discounts to drive sales. So you can put your book on sale when you want and use marketing to drive sales to your discounted book. You don't have to wait. That's a great perk with self-publishing. With traditional publishing, even once you've sold it, you still have to wait 18 to 2 years before it gets printed. And that's usually after many years of trying to find a publisher. With self-publishing, you can, once that book is done, you can have it up there the next day. You maintain all rights to the book. You're not signing away rights to your book. You own it. It's your book. You have all the rights. If somebody wants to make a movie with it, you're getting all of that money. You're not giving the lion's share to the publisher. You are the publisher. You get to keep all of that nice juicy revenue from, any movie deals or other royalty, any other kind of media or t-shirts or whatever that your book might inspire. And with traditional publishing, if your book doesn't sell that well, often they'll just discontinue the book and now it's gone forever. You don't own it anymore, so you can't resuscitate it. With being an independent self-published person, your book can always be available. You can put self-published niche books that a traditional publisher would never look at because it's just not a big enough audience for them, but it can be a very lucrative audience for you as an individual. So that's a great pro with self-publishing. And lastly, that your book success will depend on you. Now, you might think, isn't that a con? Well, the truth is, even if you're traditionally published, your book success still depends on you. But when you're traditionally published, you tend to think that they're going to do something to help your book sale. And so you're waiting for them. And you're not in action as much. When you're self-published, it's all on you. And so you're expecting to have to carry that burden. And whether you're traditionally published or self-published, that burden is on you. So it's better, in my mind, that you just embrace it as a self-publisher, that this is your baby. You're going to make it a success. You're going to get people to find your book. You're going to get people to know what great it is and to be blessed by your book. So again, those are the pros and cons for whether it's better to be published or self-published. Now, if you've listened to both of these and you're now scratching your head going, they both sound kind of awful in a way and kind of good in a way, I still don't know what's better. Ultimately, that is a question you have to answer for yourself. But most authors nowadays prefer to self-publish. They have more control. They earn more money through self-publishing than going through the traditional publishers. And traditional publishing, that whole structure, going through the bookstores, the Barnes and Nobles of the world, the print bookstores, is ebbing. It's slowing down. People are buying more and more stuff through online services. Online is becoming the predominant way to buy anything, including books. So if all your books are going to be sold, or the majority of your books are going to be sold online anyways, shouldn't you have more control and a bigger cut of it? Most authors these days think that way. And so self-publishing is becoming the choice of most authors. So it's certainly my choice. I've done self-publishing. I've been very successful with self-publishing and continue to bring in thousands of dollars every month through my self-published books. And if you want to learn how to do that, check out sellmorebooks.blog. If you found this useful to you, hit the like button, smash on that subscribe button so you'll know when more of these videos come out. And if you have a question that you want me to answer about anything to do with the writing process, from writing to marketing to publishing, just put it in the comments here, or go to Preston Squire Publishing and click on Ask Preston. We'll see you next time.